What's an ongoing discussion as well in this county, welcome, new to us, Bruce Fowler, is how Montgomery continues to ensure the inclusiveness of our disabled community. And you're doing some exciting things, aren't you?
Yes, we have a joint program between our Rotary Club of North Bethesda and Barwood Taxi and Cornerstone Montgomery to try to provide access, transportation access for persons with disabilities so they can get jobs, so they can get training.
How does it work?
Well, basically, persons are identified by Cornerstone Montgomery. Our club obtained a grant from the District 7620 is what it's called, of Rotary.
Okay.
And to support this. And Barwood has come in as a really active partner. They've just been wonderful. And the idea is that getting persons with disabilities to work has been a major barrier for them. And so some of these folks have physical disabilities, some have mental disabilities, some have both. And Barwood has a travel card program, a gift card is what they call it, which basically is cashless, that we pay for the card. It's managed by Cornerstone, and the person using it doesn't have to handle cash.
So now they're going to work,
yes,
and able to get on with their lives and do those great things that people who go to work training and all that. How did you get involved?
I volunteered as a mock interviewer for Cornerstone to teach people who were going for their first job interview.
Okay, while you're talking about this, there's a phone number that people can reach out, can call. I believe that's coming up on the screen right now if they want to learn more.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so call that number.
Long and the short of it is, some of the life stories of the people that I interviewed were just enough to make you cry. And they were, being basically marginalized for no fault of their own, just by what happened to them. So in talking with our colleagues at Cornerstone, we said, what can we do to help this?
Right.
And they said, well, the big barrier is transportation. And at this time, it happened that the grant opportunity for Rotary came up, and we said, I know how to do this. And we wrote a grant, and we were successful. And it's now helped about 40 people.
Fantastic.
Since October 1 of last year.
People may not understand, I know that if people might understand why certain people with physical disabilities, like in a wheelchair, need assisted transportation. But for other people, what are the impediments?
Well, there are all kinds of impediments. Some of these folks are blind. Okay, visually impaired. Some have Down syndrome. Some have mobility issues. And as I said, some have a combination of things. But they all want to work.
Right.
And the issue then is, how do you get them to work? So that's what this Road to Independence project's about.
And many individuals, I would imagine, have unusual shifts, and to use traditional transportation to get people someplace during the workday is very different than at night.
Yes, it turns out that we're blessed with good public transportation in Montgomery County. The problem is it doesn't operate all the time, and many of these folks have shifts that are between midnight and 5 a.m. And so they're walking to work in the dark at 3 a.m. and it's 20 degrees outside, and that's really not a good idea.
Lee Barnes is also, like Fred, a community leader here, and has done a number of things. Lee Barnes that heads up Barwood. What's Lee Barnes looking for out of this? Is this something
He's been just wonderful. He and his staff have been just totally helpful and totally committed to this. And they're basically good citizens. And Lee has said, these people are vulnerable, and we can do something about this. So what Barwood has done is they've contributed in kind to the transportation, but in addition, they've set up a VIP telephone line for our people that's just for them.
Oh, fantastic.
So they're not going through the general switchboard. So they can call that number, and they know what to do. So it's given them a leg up in terms of getting extra shifts and working their way out of poverty.
About 30 seconds left.
Yeah, this really makes some connections for me about making accommodations. As an educator, Students had their IEP, individual education plan, and where appropriate, you made a comment. This is the same kind of thing. And,
To spell success.
and about success. Help. It's not because of their problem that we need to provide services so that they can get to where they need to be. It's fantastic.
Well, the other thing I'd say in closing is that the thing that means the most to me is the personal dignity that it gives to these folks. They have jobs, and that means a lot to them.
You're enabling success. I mean, to get to
Yeah.
Fred, to get to your word, Jalen, and thank you. And I'm hoping you'll be able to come back again in the future.
Sure, of
Let us know
course.
how things
Happy
are going.
to.
We'll be right back after these messages.